Do you keep making the same mistakes over and over again when you're speaking and writing in English? Do you often go blank and forget words you want to use during conversations? I might have a solution for you. Hey, my fellow English learner! Today I want to share with you a small and simple habit that can change your English for the better. And it's taking notes. But not just notes, smart notes. Let's dive in. Let's say I'm writing in a journal. Today, should I use a comma here? I'm gonna create a good plan. Is there a better collocation, a synonym for good? To help me reach my desired goal of English language proficiency? Am I spelling it wrong? In? Is it the right preposition? The shortest period of time possible. You see how many questions I can have when I'm writing a single sentence in English. If I'm writing a comment on social media or a message to a person, I check everything I'm not sure of immediately, of course. However, if I'm writing for myself and have time to think, I don't bother checking anything while I'm in the process of writing. Instead, I take notes for myself to check everything later. The journal entry would look something like this: punk, call, spell, prep. I always leave a bit of space on one side to add my abbreviated notes. At the same time, I open my tiny notebook, which I take with me everywhere, and write the notes there. 1. Punk. Today I'm 2. Call. A good plan. 3. Spell. Proficiency. 4. Prep. In. At the shortest period of time. I take these notes throughout the week and check them like twice a week, maybe once a week. I set aside half an hour to an hour, open my resources, grammar books and websites, Phraseit, dictionaries and Google, and concentrate on deciphering my notes and making sure I get everything right. I have a separate, bigger notebook for these notes. Here, if I check Phraseit, a comma here seems optional. If I want to dig deeper and really learn why a comma should or should not be here, I can go to the rules and check them, but I'm often way too lazy to do that. Second, collocation. Let's look it up in the dictionary. An ambitious plan, a detailed plan, a master plan. I can probably go with a detailed plan. I like the sound of it. Spelling, proficiency, wrong. That's not how you spell it. Proficiency. Prep. In the shortest period of time. In is the correct preposition according to Phraseit. I know it sounds a bit boring, but bear with me. Here are all abbreviations I use when I'm taking my notes. Art. Article. Is it a, the, or zero article? Spell. Spelling. Is the spelling correct? How to spell this word? Prep. Preposition. What is the most suitable preposition in this context? Lex. Lexical. Does this word actually mean what I think it means? Or how to translate this word from my native tongue into English? Grammar. What tense should I use here? What modal verb should I use here? Is this grammar feature correct? Synonym. Are there any loose or direct synonyms for this word? WO, word order. Is this word order correct? Pronunciation. Punk, punctuation. Call, collocation. What are the most suitable collocations, words that go well together in this context? Idiom, idiomatic expression. Is this idiom correct? Does this phrasal verb mean what I think it means? As you can see, it's a lot. You can definitely simplify your notes by using fewer abbreviations, maybe just grammar, lexical, and collocations. The most important thing is that you're becoming aware of gaps in your knowledge, and you're working really hard on closing these gaps by putting effort and time into sitting down with your notes and practicing. What about thinking and speaking in English? I often deliberately think in English, and even though I'm much more eloquent in my thoughts than when I open my mouth, I still get stuck. It looks something like this. I'm not sure what kind of book I want to read next. It should probably be, or is it, it probably should be, really engrossing, exciting? That's why I always have my tiny notebook with me. When I have a question, I just write it down and look it up later. My thinking notes would look something like this. Word order, it should probably be, it probably should be, Lex, book, exciting, engrossing. Of course, I'm not writing down every little thing that comes to my mind, only the important bits. And I do the same thing when I'm recording myself speaking in English. But if I'm talking to another person, I actually focus on communication first of all. If I'm really curious about something, I can take a quick note. So you have a bunch of notes and you sit down to work on them every single week. But what do you actually do with them afterwards? The most important part for me, as I mentioned before, is finding the gaps in my vocabulary and grammar knowledge and focusing on filling them. You can actually use your notes to improve your vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and spelling. Make a list with all the words you tend to mispronounce, and then another one with the words you tend to misspell. Learn them and test yourself. Brush up on grammar topics that are challenging for you. Learn something new and exciting every week when you sit down and work on your notes. And if you want a bit of help, check out this video and learn how to use Phrase-It, the best resource imaginable for improving your writing in English.